I stuffed a towel into the car's exhaust pipe, turned the key and slammed the gas pedal. Thick smoke filled the car. I was ready to end my life, but just as my mind started fading, Simona knocked on the window and pulled me out. Through the blur, I saw a familiar face. It was my high school classmate. I touched my leg. The injury from 20 years ago was gone. I ran to the mirror and saw my younger self. Back then, I was the brightest football star in school. My future was full of light, but that championship game twisted the rest of my life. Coach told me there was a game this Friday. I realized this might be my chance to change fate, but I hadn't touched a football in 20 years. The first day of practice, I was a rookie again. I needed help just to stand in. Got tackled the moment I caught the ball. I pushed myself to find that old feeling again. Every move was a release of all those years of pain. When practice ended, my teammates collapsed, but I still wanted another round. That long-lost rush felt alive again.
Son, don't make me start testing for drugs. Not before the biggest game this town's ever played.
The field emptied. I was still standing there until I saw my future wife. I called her name. She didn't answer. I changed and ran after her, but she thought I already had a girlfriend, so we barely talked before she left. Then I remembered back then she didn't even know me. 20 years later, that game left me crippled. I survived by collecting scraps and drowning the pain in pills. My teammates became pros driving fancy cars, marrying my ex-girlfriend. I had nothing except a wife and 2 daughters, who never once complained. For them, I mortgaged the house, borrowed $1 million, and bet everything on 3,000 acres of soybeans. One morning, my daughters ran into the room. They said it was cold and wanted to sleep with us. Then I realized something was wrong. The temperature had dropped overnight. The soybeans were freezing. If they rotted, we'd lose everything. My wife told me to stay calm. I borrowed the only harvester in the state and worked non-stop to save the crops. Just when I thought there was hope, the machine broke down. I drove to the repair shop, but the sign said close. All hope was gone, so I decided to end it all. Trade my life for the insurance money. When I opened my eyes, I was back 20 years earlier. Time I swore to change my fate.